HBAR. Guys, I have sold a little position of HBAR, and the reason why may shock you, but to be honest with you, I need to talk to you about the reason I did it and why I think that HBAR is still a coin with a lot of potential. So, although I still believe HBAR has a lot of potential and I strongly believe that I still could make some more money from it, I wanted to get a feel for selling as I've been in Hedera for quite a long time, guys. I have been averaging in a little bit throughout 2023 and 2024, and now again we've seen in the last year or so that the price has gone up exponentially. And I kind of wanted to practice what I preach because a lot of times in this channel I talk about how we should scale out in 20% chunks, and if I talk about it, I want to make sure that I actually go ahead and do that. So quickly, just before we jump into it, guys, quick disclaimer, please read this with care. This video is not financial advice. Crypto is volatile and highly risky. No results are guaranteed. This content is for experienced users only, and there's a full legal disclaimer in the description below. So, like I said, I wanted to get a feel for selling, guys, as I've been in Hedera for quite a long time, and in many ways, selling is the most difficult part of it all. It's very easy to press the button to buy, even despite seeing red days, as you can believe that it's going to go up in the future and it will be green eventually. It can be difficult to actually sell because many people can get married to their bags. There's an expression where they hold on to it for such a long time and they kind of end up falling in love with their coin and end up not really selling. And I had to essentially break the mold and get the first sale out of the way. So with that cash, I haven't completely exited crypto. What I did do is I ended up funneling some of that money into another coin, and I have mentioned this on a previous video before. This is due to the money flow chart, guys. So obviously I've been talking a lot about how Bitcoin generally goes first. We see Bitcoin generally spikes, and then we've seen the money flow then go into Ethereum as people take profits from Bitcoin. And then in recent months, we've seen Ethereum surge and surpass its previous all-time high, or roughly get around there. And we've seen that then flow in previous cycles into the large cap coins, the ADAs, the Solans, etc. Although we have seen Solana go, and then the next stage is that we see it flow into altcoin season. And what I did do is ended up taking some profits from HBAR and funneling that into a meme coin, just because of the fact that I've made not all of my initial money back, but I've made a decent chunk of some initial profits and the money I put in, so I can then funnel that into another coin because it doesn't matter if I lose it because I'm just getting back some of the money that I made originally, right? So this, for me, is one of the strategies which I've been talking about many times, and I just wanted to show you that I actually have been doing this. So when we look at HBAR at the moment, guys, it's sitting at more or less around 366% in the last year, which is really, really positive, and congratulations to all of you Hedera guys out there who have been along the journey, because it's not really been an easy one, and it's far from over, in my opinion. I still think Hedera's got a very long way to go. We're going to jump into a few reasons in a minute, but just want to say, for any of you guys out there who have been holding and are in profit, it's so important, guys, to take some profits on the way up, because you're never going to be able to time the market right. I'm not an expert, and most likely you're not an expert too. So we want to make sure that we win. This is the whole point of crypto. Try not to get too attached to the bags that you're in, even if you've been in them for years. It's very important to get some money out, because that's all we're here for at the end of the day. Because a lot of people come in and they will round trip it. It's happened to so many people. It happened to me last cycle and so many different people. So important, guys, just be very, very aware of this. So obviously we're looking at HBAR and how it's developing, and I want to show you the similar web. So this essentially shows you the visits over time in the last month, well, last 3 months for Hedera, and we are starting to see a kind of increase here. We're starting to see it was around about 300k, and we're seeing it's more or less around about the 318k here. So we're seeing an increase, which is showing that there's a few more eyeballs on HBAR. A lot of people out there are starting to have a look at HBAR and kind of understand, okay, what is it and how can I use this to make some money, and what does this coin actually do? And obviously it's under the real world asset use case, so there's a lot of key developments there and a lot of very promising things that HBAR can do. So just want to show you this as a nice little insight that you potentially might not have been aware of before. And again, like I mentioned, there's still so much to be bullish on, guys. We understand the level of partnerships that HBAR has. We know it's got EDF Energy, Alcott, Crypt, and all these other amazing things. And just these alone are just the sustainable companies and the partnerships that they have. We understand that companies now have a lot of pressure for trying to be sustainable, and it's kind of a reputation image. They want to be able to be seen as sustainable, not hurting the environment, and it's a very big push. It has been over the last few years, and again, the likes of HBAR being partnered with all of these kind of things is very interesting. It shows that long-term sustainability, that long-term vision, and I think that's very key, guys. We don't want to be in a coin which, is set to expire in a few years because it's not sustainable and it's not got these partnerships that are really pushing it forward. So again, also want to show you some of the other incredible partnerships, the likes of Dell. We got BitGo, we got Google, we got LG, we got Ubisoft. These are all pretty much household names. I mean, obviously, apart from BitGo, not that many people know about that, but just shows you guys there's a lot of potential here with HBAR. I still think it's a coin that can do really well in the bull run that a lot of us are waiting for, and I still think there's a lot of potential. When we look at it, it's still at the moment nowhere near its previous all-time high. We're looking at the likes of the M2 money supply at the moment, and all these bullish things coming together. So hopefully this has provided you with some value. Thank you very much for watching, and have a good one. Thank you.